Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Mindful Introvert podcast. And today we have Dorothy here, and she's a brand specialist. And I have to tell you, thank you so much for coming in and just recording with me. Just enjoy talking to you so much, and you've given me so much clarity on my business that I thought I would come here and just ask you to be on my podcast and help any and new entrepreneurs or anyone that needs more clarity in their business through branding. And would you like to talk a little bit about you and what exactly do you do? What exactly is a brand specialist?
Yeah, sure. So thank you for having me, Joanna. I love talking to you too. This is what we did for more than a month. We talk
Mm,
every week to each other, and you helped me with my mind, and I helped you with your brand, which was an amazing time. And I loved working together. And I would love to talk to your viewers about branding because I'm insanely passionate about this topic, and so I can talk about branding as long as you want me to. So a certified brand specialist, it sounds super fancy, and I'm so happy that it's an actual certification that you can do with the amazing Marty Neumeyer. Like, you can't talk about branding without mentioning him. It's not just me, like everyone, like he is the one who created this whole genre. And
mm,
I was lucky enough to learn and be certified by his school, or now online school.
mm.
Yeah. So what does that mean? A brand specialist, or eventually a brand strategist, is um, how do I put it? We are working on bridging the gap between left and right brain in a business. We are looking at the logic of a business, and we are adding a little bit of magic to it, or
A lot
in
of
reverse.
magic.
But a lot of magic, yeah, thank you. But actually, like, if you want to, like, these are definitions that we use to describe ourselves, but the most like telling is that we are creative professionals who solve business problems with the tools that we know, creative tools, and we use like very logical business problems with creativity.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's the easiest way to put it.
Yeah. And I would even add that you use a lot of intuition as well. And that's what I think makes you very, very special in this field because you are have that logical side, like you say, and you have that creative side as well. But then you have that intuition, and that's the spark, that's the secret sauce that makes you so, so great.
Thank you.
And, and today's topic is all about helping our listeners and our viewers to ease overwhelm and just create more clarity, create more confidence in building a brand that is aligned with the entrepreneur or the business values, right? But it's also aligned and directed to their target audience. And so how did you start down this route? How did you decide to become a certified brand specialist?
Yeah, it wasn't an easy one, and it's not an easy one for any of us, because doing brand strategy and branding in general is such a new profession that nobody started out as brand strategists. So many of us have a design background, and many of us have a marketing background, and we are right in the middle. So my way was maybe even a little bit rockier, because I took an extra turn and studied architecture. And after I finished school, I just kept the design part of it, and I did graphic design for the last 7 or 8 years. But as I think I never ditched architecture to to the I never got rid of it. Like, I
Mm,
couldn't help myself. and did the same thinking, which is it was very natural to me, but as I talked to others, it was very different for them. So in architecture, you're always um, have to have a reason if you draw something. So this is why what I kept when I did graphic design, and from the get-go, I always annoyed my clients with a lot of questions before they just got a drawing or any design from me, because I really really wanted to make sense of it. I really wanted to put in the questions and the answers that the designs are answering. I was super curious for the questions. So this is how I worked my whole career in branding. And once I learned that there is this amazing new genre or amazing new profession called brand strategy, I was so relieved, and I felt like I arrived to something that I love and enjoy, because this is all about the meaning behind all the design choices. It is all about business problems and solving them with very creative solutions. So now I feel like I took a little bit longer to get here, but almost all of us had a little detour, because this is a pretty new genre, but a very important one.
Yeah, yeah. And how would you say, because when I started working with you, I know nothing of branding, right? And I had this misconception, and I think maybe a lot of our audience might have, that branding and marketing are the same. What
Mhm,
is your
mhm.
thought on this?
Oh, I love you asked this question, because I have the best answer prepared for that.
Hmm?
Marketing, there is a debate about this. Some
Hmm.
say that branding is part of marketing. Of course, we know it in differently. We say a marketing team should be part of the branding concept, because branding is always a very deep understanding of yourself, your clients, and what are you doing, who you are, and why does it matter. These are the three questions that we are searching the answers for. And marketing is super important, but it is very hollow if you don't put in like real answers.
Hmm.
And the amazing, very interesting thing is that the effectiveness of marketing is declining over the last 10 years pretty rapidly, but the value of branding is stayed the same.
Hmm.
So people are becoming resistant to ads, to people like know marketing by
Yeah.
now. Everybody knows if they are being sold something. So, and it's always as the easiest way to put it is marketing is always a push. I have something and I try to push it on you. And branding is a pull,
Hmm.
where you create something that is so amazing that everybody is drawn to that. So that's why I love this, and I would never do marketing, and I'm not good in marketing, but I love doing branding.
Yeah. And you do it very well.
Thank you.
And I feel like, yes, I know, I get your point. And so I do a lot of neuro-linguistic programming, right? So I'm certified in neuro-linguistic programming. And initially, it was used as a therapeutic method, but marketing and sales and all of that took a big importance in it, because as neuro-linguistic programming studies the patterns in one's mind, so studying our thought patterns, our personality, how we react to the world. And so, with all of that, marketers, is that the word? People that do
Yeah,
marketing,
yeah.
uh, took that and did almost like a brainwash, using
Mhm.
these techniques to brainwash people. And so I feel like that way, when I tell that I do neurolinguistic programming, people are a little bit, that's pretty much the same as manipulation, like brainwash, when in fact,
Oh,
firsthand that it's not, right? And so it's quite the opposite. It's just giving yourself the power, of controlling and reprogramming your unconscious mind in order to achieve even higher success. But I feel like it was like that. And branding, I don't feel that same pressure. I feel like branding is very organic. This is all the learnings that I got from you. I know nothing about branding, only from working with you. So I feel like it's very organic, very pleasant. It's difficult, I would say, because to me it was challenging, because I had a few
It is.
mindset blocks that I had to overcome, and you helped me through them. Uh, and but I feel like it's very organic, very intuitive, very um, fluid, and
Yeah, it is.
it has
And it's hard indeed, and also very deep. Like,
mm,
many people are surprised like how deep we dig into someone's like mind and soul to
yeah,
get out like the real answer. So
yeah,
it's a little bit, it's not on the surface level at all. It's not a nice
mm,
packaging.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's what surprises many people.
yeah. And you've been working with a few brand new businesses, right? You work with me on my coaching services. And what would you say a few of the mistakes that these new businesses and new entrepreneurs are
Mhm.
doing with their branding?
I think, um, first of all, it's not their fault. It's branding's fault because branding has an awful branding. Nobody knows what it is. So let's put that straight, and it will make everyone's life easier. So many people think that branding, so you came at a higher level than most of people that start out with branding, because what many people perceive is that branding is the logo,
Mm,
which is not. And also, branding is not what you say that you are. It is, the easiest way to understanding is the branding is what they say who you
mm,
are. Your clients, your future clients, people who see any like a tiniest bit of you, they have a gut feeling. You associate something with a brand. So if I tell you any like major brand, you will have an instant association, and that's their brand. Like a person's gut feeling about a service or a product. So the interesting thing is that you have a brand already. Either you worked on it or not, the brand is already there. Good news is that you can still work on it. So
mm,
you can change it, but it will be always in their hands. You can't control it. It's not up to you. So this is huge, and also a little bit freeing, because it's, like it gets the weight out
yeah,
off of your shoulders, because it's happening, already happening. So you don't have to, you just
yeah.
can make it better, which is always a good situation. But a mistake that people do is they are very, like, almost everyone in any stage of business, they are very fixated on the deliverables, on the
Mm,
visuals, on the tangible things. And everyone wants to have a logo. And the amazing and interesting thing is we are trained to do brands with an exercise where you cover a logo, you'll still recognize the brand. So the logo is not that important. It's just a fun way to identify a brand. But if you have a good brand, you won't even need a logo, which is insane to say. But yes, like, your brand won't, like, there are amazing, huge brand with awful logos or logo marks, or it doesn't matter that much. So I like the biggest takeaway for someone starting out with branding, that don't try to have, like, don't be fixated on the visuals.
mm.
Just try to answer the core questions, and it will help you tremendously from the get-go.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like in my own experience, I was resisting the process. I was resisting finding out exactly who my client was, because whenever you have your ideal clients, you can start working for them. And in some reason, in my unconscious mind, I wasn't ready to start working for them. So I was sabotaging myself and just playing small, just playing very small and resisting the process. And so that's where you came in and you said, no, this is what we are going to do. This is not about you.
Exactly. This is how I said it. Like,
This is not about you. This is about your client.
yes.
Yes.
Yes, that is huge. Like, this is, for me, it's like, now I don't realize it, but as you said it, like, this is something that's surprising. It's not about you liking a color. It's not
Mm.
about you wanting to have a banana in your, like, it's in your logo. Like, let's finish that sentence. But yeah, it is such, you have to understand and be in such a humble state that you
Mm.
can give up yourself completely. You'll be there, like, it's your business, so you don't be afraid to just be very concentrated and very humble about the whole, like, concentrated on your clients and humble about the whole process,
Yeah.
because it will, like, people will understand and
Oh, we were
okay,
breaking
you're
up.
back.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're good.
Okay,
Yes.
I think it's on my end, but now it's going to be better. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, you were saying that people, and then you got cut off.
Oh my God, what did I like? I finished the whole.
Yeah, it was
What did I
about
say before?
that. It was about not us and being humble and work for our client and
Maybe I
people.
just tricked you and wanted to ask if you pay attention, but yeah, absolutely. So it's, people will like your brand more because, remember, it's not about you, it's all about them. They'll feel more connected to a brand and not a business. Like, once they have feelings,
Yeah.
and that's where your intuition comes in place. Once they have feeling, it's not a business anymore, it's a brand.
Hmm. And a lot of questions that I see people having and that I ask myself as well, and I would like to know your opinion, your professional opinion on this is, and if you want your personal as well.
Okay, let's see if they
Both
if
of
they are
your
the same.
opinions is that when you are creating a business and you are a solopreneur, right? Should you hide behind the brand or should you embody that brand? Does that make sense, my question? So should you,
Yeah, absolutely. And
yeah.
I also know why you're asking it. Like, the very easiest way to see it, like, should you run your business under your name, or should
Mm,
it be like a,
yes.
that's a very common question that we
Yeah, I see
discussed.
a lot of people, yeah.
Yes, and I always say it depends.
Mm,
Like, do you feel comfortable showing your face? It will make or break the deal. If you're not, then why do it? Like,
mm,
as important, it is very important that it's about your clients. But if, like, we would never, and I would never force anything on you that it's not, that's not comfortable with you, because then it won't be organic, it won't
mm,
be natural, it will be forced, and
yeah,
it will feel like something that's
yeah.
very heavy.
Okay.
So if you're deciding between doing, like, putting yourself in a brand, you can do it. It can be a personal brand, it can be all about you. You still need to answer the same questions, and you still need to pay attention, a lot of attention, about on your clients.
Yeah.
um but there are ways where it's easier to just create a name for your brand and not hide behind it, but put that name first. It has
Mm,
its benefits. Like, both sides
yeah.
have, like, it really, really depends on
Case by
the
case.
specific,
Yeah.
yes, the specific situation will determine which one is that. Like we have a whole session on naming, what is a good name, what is a bad name, like, and there are pretty simple rules that you could follow. Like if you, first of all, like what is your name, what name you try to, if it's a name that no one can spell, then hey, sorry, but it will never be a good brand name, because
Yeah.
if you're running your business under your name, it will still become a brand's name. So the rules of a brand's name apply. So
Mm-hmm.
if you can't check off all the criteria for a good brand name, some people can. Some people have crazy names and they could still pull it off. But yes, it if you transfer your name for a business or a brand name, it will still have to check out all the boxes. So it's a
Yeah.
good brand name.
And for everyone listening and watching, Dorothy here is the reason that I changed. No, not the reason. She gave me the inspiration that I changed my podcast name from Quiet Mind and Soul to Mindful Introvert, because it was a matter of unifying everything and having everything be the same branding and everything making sense, right? So that was a good tip that we worked together, and a lot of other tips that
Yeah,
we've
this was
worked together.
crucial because you were running under three different names. You had your
Yeah,
name, and that was your Instagram handle. Then
yeah,
you had your brand name, and then you had your
mm,
podcast name. So
yeah,
that was three informations required your clients to remember. And some of
yeah.
us will, but if you remember, I just always instantly, like, what was the name again? Sorry, what was the name again? And I was working with you constantly and still couldn't remember
Yeah,
which one was which. So
yeah,
imagine someone just listening to, or like seeing you somewhere, you can't just ask them to remember two extra
yeah,
steps.
yeah,
You have
yeah,
to make it simple for your followers and viewers.
yeah. So that's another tip, you guys. Make it simple. Make it
Yeah,
simple with the
to
help of Dorothy.
you know, the amazing thing is once they launched the first Apple iPhone,
Mm.
they tested it with kids,
Ah,
small kids. If
cool.
they could navigate it, it was good enough for the grown-ups. And I
Mm.
love this approach. And yeah, you basically can't ask your clients to do the work and pay
Mm.
for you. You have
Yeah,
to do it, do one or the other. So if you do the work for them, so it's very smooth and easy. And that's why we also do a customer journey as a part of the branding process, which like people don't have time.
mm.
People, if they pay for something, they don't want to spend time figuring it out. How many websites did you just close because it didn't make sense? I know
Yeah,
I did a lot,
mm.
and those are all like lost businesses. So it's a huge luxury to not think it through, have a good strategy, have a good workflow for and a good like customer journey. And many people work just on that area. Like we address it, but there are people who are specialized in customer experience,
Mm.
which is huge. And many companies realize that they are not the bosses anymore. The
Mm.
customers are.
Yeah.
So you have to adapt.
And it should be like that, isn't it? It
Yes.
should really be like that. And that reminds me of this book that I know you know, and I advise everyone that is considering starting their business or has a business and is wanting to optimize it to be even better for their clients, is called Building or Build Your Story Brand, something like
Building a
that,
story
right?
brand. Yeah, by
Yeah.
Donald Miller.
Yeah, I loved that book, and it's so easy to comprehend, and it's about all about storytelling, right? And putting your client
It's
in the position of
the
the
hero.
hero. Yeah,
Yeah.
And so we have in all story, we have a hero, a villain, and then we have a guide that helps the hero deal with the villain and overcome whatever struggle they might have. And I understood that a lot of companies, a lot of businesses and entrepreneurs were putting themselves as the hero, and
Oh
the
yeah,
client
absolutely.
was getting
Just
disconnected from it.
watching.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
just watching the hero's journey and they
Yeah.
weren't the heroes. Yeah.
And so, and I felt in the beginning, maybe I was a little bit like that with this syndrome of trying to save everyone, because
Mhm.
that was my resistance of niching down. And the importance of niching down is that we cannot save everyone, we cannot help everyone. I've had clients that I couldn't help. I've had clients that I had to dismiss because I told them it's not ethical for me to continue working with you, because I'm getting frustrated that I can't help you, and
Mhm.
it's not good for neither of us. So I had to let go of them,
Yeah, makes sense.
very sadly, but it is true. And so it took me the long way to understand that this is the best way to do it.
Yes, and
That is,
that's a hard decision to make. Everyone struggles with it, even branding people. Like the people I'm working with
mm,
together who are brand strategists, you should see the struggle. Like we can struggle really good because we know the importance of it. So I can understand how hard it is to just say, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. But it could be another episode where we talk about like how important it is. But it's
yeah.
yeah, it is like a huge topic which should be addressed because it's not well known. That yes, if you take the an advice, pick one person and save their lives. Like
Yeah.
change their lives, and maybe others will follow, or and choose that person wisely, because it should be someone who, like, imagine a person that would you wouldn't mind working for them if they had a billion twin brothers and sisters.
mm,
So choose carefully, because it's where you can always change it. That's another tip.
mm,
Like, to switch a niche is always better than to not having a niche. Like,
mm.
getting it wrong is even better. It's better than not having it. So just try something.
Yeah.
Like,
Take
and this is
action.
where, like, sorry, go
Take
ahead.
action.
Take action. Just get it done. Like, and then if you hate it, then at least you can just cross it off and say, okay, I will never work with dentists again. And then you can
Yeah.
just try it
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah.
So it is a hard step. I can admit that, but that's why we work extra hard on that in a strategy session, because it has to be about them, but also it has to be a good match with you. We're looking for
Yeah.
sparkles. We are looking for a very deep connection between you and your future clients, because then you only need to find them, which is hard enough. But once you found them, you will love working with them, and that's huge.
Yeah. 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 Because I felt like I needed to accommodate myself to whoever was coming my way. But I now understand that I need to accommodate myself to the people who I will enjoy working with, and to who I know
Mhm.
that absolutely for sure 100% I can help, if provided that they do the work themselves, right? The coaching is not a one-way road. So
Yeah,
uh
but that's also that you could narrow down just by that, saying people who really want to change and not
mm,
just waiting for someone to help them, which was
yeah,
also
yeah, yeah,
something that we discussed.
definitely. Yeah, yeah. And I feel like a lot of people don't know what they want, but they do
Mm.
know what they don't want. And that goes with what you were saying, that you get to see by working with a few different people. You also get a sense of who you enjoy working with and who you don't enjoy working with. So you can add those up to the list of no, never again, not in a million years.
Yeah, that's helpful too. And also, one other very interesting thing is that there is sometimes you have so strong core attributes that you don't even recognize that. So once you're working with someone, or maybe you're too shy or not confident enough to say that you're this way. So once you're starting to work with a brand strategist, and like, I think the most convincing thing to say that I'm working with a brand strategist. So even if a brand strategist works with a brand
Mm,
strategist, then an average person should absolutely work with a brand
yeah,
strategist.
yeah.
um, because once you're answering a series of very strategic questions, maybe something come to surface and it will make sense to them about you, and they will just like highlight it. If you're working with a good one, they will
Mm,
just, something will make sense or something won't add up, and then you can still like, hey, let's just stop there, that doesn't make any sense, why did you say that, why does it matter, why does it like, and they will figure it out, like why you answer the questions in a way that you do. And this is what happened to me. I was, one of my key personality traits was so natural to me that I was never aware of. I just never mentioned it when I was talking about myself. And once we did the strategy session, it just came out that, oh my God, like this is the strongest like attribute that I have. But it was so natural. I was doing it so effortless that it
yeah,
never made sense to me to mention it, because
yeah.
I thought that this is how everyone works.
Which one?
So,
What was it, if I may ask?
oh yeah, absolutely. It was that I question everything,
Mm,
because I don't feel like I'm a very curious or nosy person, but I don't settle for things that are in a way.
mm,
So I love to rearrange and rethink things and make things better and fix things. But this is something that I do so naturally that I never paid attention to it, or never thought that I really thought that I'm not a very curious person. It
mm.
turned out that one of my biggest traits is that I'm a detective, basically.
Yes, yes. You would ask me so many questions. I was like, I don't know, I don't know.
Yeah,
But it
and
was
I
needed.
never realized. Yeah, I never realized that I did it, because I just tried to like make connections, build up a logic, like, and yeah, apparently you have to ask a lot of questions to do that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like you're a lot about detail, and I, on the other hand, I go more big picture, more. I don't have the
Mhm.
outlines of things. I just imagine, and I know it's going to happen. I don't know
Mhm.
how. I just know. I just know. Something in me
Yeah, and
just
I
tells me
go
that it's
for
happening. Yeah, and you need the
I
how when you go to
the
the all the
how, the
details.
why,
Yeah,
yeah, like I dig deep. I need
yeah,
to
yeah.
understand. If it's not working, it's not a good answer. Like I ask everything like why? Why would you? Why would you color it purple? It's not, it doesn't make any sense. If you have a good answer, then I say, okay, let's color it purple. But you really need to have an exact answer to make a decision, because
Yeah.
it will matter.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think a lot of the things that you said were so, so, so super interesting. Can you condense it all and just give three key points of this conversation that we had today?
Okay, let me think.
This
First
is
of
difficult
all,
for us because we just talk and talk and talk, and for us to just
yeah.
summarize things is very difficult. I know.
Okay, so key takeaways. First of all, you need a brand, because you already have one, either you want it or not. So you better work on it. That should be first. Second, your brand isn't your visuals, your logo, or
Hmm.
whatever you think it is. It's what they think it is. So you better start thinking with their heads and not
Hmm.
yours. And number three should be it's easier if you don't do it on your own because you
Mm,
might miss very important key details.
definitely,
That's
definitely.
three.
And
You could
yes,
start
that
with
was
that.
very
Like,
easy. Oh my God, that was super easy. I thought we would be here for another 20 minutes.
it was just like summarizing what we already said. But yeah, you could start with those three, and I bet your brand will be better than before
Yes,
just by
definitely.
doing those three things.
Yeah. You'll have more clarity and more awareness of yourself, your brand, and your clients as well. And it makes it
Yes. And
easy
I
for me. It makes it so much easier to have a brand because I don't have to overthink, because I already have to think about the content, think about how I'm showing up to my clients and my audience. And if I have to think about the branding as well, every single time that I have to create content or I have to seek out new customer or new clients, it's going to be so exhausting, so overwhelming. So I feel like branding really makes it easy for business owners. So yeah,
yeah,
I
it
would
can be so overwhelming. And I know I started more than one business, so I know how you really want to do everything and your energy just gets wasted because you just hop from one idea to the other,
yeah.
and it's just a lot. So I feel you, anyone listening out there, it's so hard to do, but you there's help out there also.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it will be easier if you concentrate your energies in the right direction. It will help you.
Yes, yes. And I definitely recommend you check out Dorothy's page. So where can people find you?
I think the easiest way to find me is on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
That's the most
Okay.
professional. I'm still hesitant about Instagram. It's
Mm,
not a platform that I prefer or my clients prefer, which,
yeah.
that's what's matter.
Yeah.
But I'll put some content there for whoever will bump into. But like the main place where I hang out is LinkedIn. So you you can see my name on the screen. It's
Yeah. I'll
Dorothy
put the
Fulop,
the link in the show notes
and you'll
below.
see.
So if
Yeah,
you're
yeah, that's the
interested, yeah.
easiest way.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you're
So
interested in working with Dorothy, definitely check out the show notes. We'll have a direct link for her page. And do you want to add anything else for today's talk?
I just wanted to thank you for having me. It was so nice to talk to you again. I really missed our
I
weekly
know.
conversations.
I
So
know.
it was amazing to talk to you again. And to all your listeners, I would love to just, I know there are some people who are listening who are not your clients yet.
Hmm.
So I would just love to encourage them to just hop on a call with Joanna. She is amazing. Like you'll get a best friend and the
Oh.
wisest teacher in your life. So
Oh, thank you.
just try one session. I don't know if you offer like a first session that they can try how it is.
So I have the 30-minute complimentary call. It's a inner peace assessment. So we will work on how it is your inner peace, how you're feeling, if you're dealing with burnout. And I know that a lot of today's episode is more towards business owners, right? So I know that a lot of entrepreneurs and business people um, deal with burnout constantly all the time. So I feel like inner peace is something that is much, much needed for everyone. And so I do this
Definitely.
assessment call. I'll leave everything in the show note below. You can check out.
Yeah.
Um,
You should really try it because I think before we talked, there were a lot of things that I didn't know about. And I just felt like I am talking to a magician who does these amazing tricks. It was so beneficial from the first session on.
yeah,
Like it's not something that takes you years and years to learn. It's just an instant help, which is
yeah,
super needed when you're already overwhelmed.
yeah, yeah. And I feel like you learn a lot of tips, a lot of tools to use in every
Mhm.
situation. It's not just
Definitely.
in bad, quote unquote, bad situations, or a situation where you're struggling. It's also in good situations to enhance your success and to enhance your performance. So it can be used both ways. So I feel like, yes, it's beneficial for everyone. And I love what you said, that you said brand strategists also work with brand strategists, and coaches also work with other coaches. I also work
Yeah.
with mindset coaches, with life coaches, and so with business coaches. So it's interesting that we all need each other, right? A doctor needs to go to the doctor as well. A dentist definitely needs to go to another dentist. So everyone needs help from someone. So if you're wanting to build a business, if you need help with mindset work, I'm your girl. If you need help with branding work, Dorothy's is your girl. So we're good for to help you. And
Like
we're here for you.
basically we could build up your life. Like
We could
you
team
and I
up. We
can
could team up. Imagine you would do the branding
oh my God.
and I would do the mindset. It would be like
A powerhouse.
success word success. It would be just over the top crazy good. So yeah, definitely
Let's do
DM
that.
us.
Let's just
Yeah,
offer it like
yeah,
the
a bundle.
powerhouse combo. Yes.
A bundle. Definitely let us know on Instagram. DM us if that is something that you would be interested in, having a mindset and a brand strategy together. And we can create it for you, can help you out. Okay, so thank you so much, Dorothy, for coming here. I really, like always, I always enjoy talking to you so much. I get
Thank
great
you.
insights from you. So thank you so much for coming to my podcast. Share all of your knowledge with me and my listeners and followers and viewers, everyone. And I guess I'll see you next time.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. Take good care and see you soon.
Yeah. See ya. Bye.
Bye.